What's up, everybody? This is Brandon, and this is my blog for A Hologram for the King by Dave Eggers. This book to me was not good at all. I was not a fan of it. I was not a fan of the characters or the story, but probably my biggest hang up about this book was about the plot. As you read through it, the hologram, or maybe you haven't read it, Hologram for the King is about a washed-up salesman who gets sent with a team over to Saudi Arabia to help them sell new technology and to become the IT contract of this new Saudi Arabian city that's supposed to be put together called Cake. And the whole premise of it is they go over there with a team to set up for an interview with the king, or an audience with the king, to show off this new hologram technology, hence the title of the book, A Hologram for the King. I just found the whole thing completely unbelievable. It seems like the plot was kind of lazy and thrown together, especially when it comes to the fact that this IT company called Reliant has this new technology, this hologram technology, and this technology allows you to be in one room, let's say in London in the case of the book, and to everyone in Saudi Arabia it would look like you were there on the stage actually talking to them. So there would be no screens or anything. It looks like you're actually there, which is what a hologram is. It's the future. Anyway, a new technology like this for a big company is huge, and usually when an IT company has something like this, they travel around and they try to get big companies to contract their services, to contract their new technologies. So the premise of the book is this team is sent over to set up and present the hologram technology. However, the main character of the book, Alan, used to be a salesperson for Schwann bikes. He made some bad business deals, and then he's just kind of been washed up since then doing like consulting. My problem with the book is when you have something like this, a multi-million-dollar business deal like this can make or break a company, especially when you're dealing with new technology, rests solely on the hand of someone who A, has no ties to the company, B, has no IT experience, has no clue about the inner workings of how it would work. So I've been in sales before, and I'm also in IT. If he were to go to seal this deal or close this deal, when you go talking about all the stuff that's involved to make this happen, he's not going to know any of that. He's not going to know the equipment costs. He's not going to know what equipment they need, anything like that. It blows my mind that they would even send him in the first place to represent their company to sell this new technology. And in the book, Dave Eggers doesn't do a very good job of explaining why it should be him in the first place to do this. He, in the past, doesn't have a great track record, and the only thing that Dave Eggers gives in the book to the reason why is because he had met his nephew on one occasion in the past, so the king's nephew. So he thought he would have some ties in, which to me is just, I don't know, a lazy excuse. I didn't believe it. I read it. It kind of just closed me off the book because the plot to me is just unbelievable. But it gets worse. If you're a big IT company and you're sending a team overseas for something like that, you would have an actual appointment set up. You wouldn't just set up and hope something happens. You would have a room secured. They didn't have a room secured. They got put into a tent. You would have your accommodation set, like how are you going to get food, how are you going to get this. And if you're sending that equipment over into Saudi Arabia, who may or may not have internet access, which apparently they didn't check to see how good their internet access, because the whole half of the book they don't even have a good enough Wi-Fi signal to run the system. You would have like a satellite system to bring in your internet, to bring in your feed. You wouldn't have to rely on someone else's Wi-Fi. Even if they did have Wi-Fi, you would check. So there would be people in this company to set all this up. So when this team goes over, everything's set for them. And when you read to the end of the book, the deal actually goes to China, they didn't have to go through all this, which, you know, that's kind of the way it's supposed to work. I mean, you have them come over, you see their technologies, you work contracts, you know, the meetings scheduled, everything should be set up that way. So, I mean, I just found it very unbelievable, the situation. I don't even know why this company would set it up like this, but it kind of maybe goes something like this. Johnson. Yes, Mr. Ingval. I want to send a team to the King Abdullah Economic City to showcase and sell a new hologram technology. Yes, sir. Who should I send? Let's put Brad, Rachel, and Kaylee on it. Brilliant. Okay, when's our appointment? Don't have one. Let's just set up and see what happens. Brilliant. Okay, but do they have a room for us? There should be some space we can use, at least a tent at least. Brilliant! Should we bring any of our satellite equipment? Nonsense! Surely they have Wi-Fi. And one thing more, I want to send a washed-up salesman who has no ties to our company or any IT experience to close the deal. Are you sure, sir? It's a multi-million-dollar deal. Yes, he made eye contact one time with the king's nephew. That's brilliant! So that's kind of how it would go. So I don't know how the meeting got put together. I don't know how they got this idea to send this team out. And maybe it's just me. Maybe everyone else could see past it. I mean, I had other problems with the books too. I didn't believe any of the characters. I didn't think anyone had a good character resolve, but that's not what this is about. This is not a review. I just wanted to focus on the IT thing because I think it's, you know, kind of bad there. There was one redeeming quality of the book though, and if you have this copy here, it's excellent binding. It's very cool. Got some lines all over it. I don't know if you can tell if you have this one. So I did like that at least. So there's something. But yeah, that's my vlog for a hologram for the king, and I have to say honestly, it wasn't a good read for me. But hopefully it was for you, and you got something out of it. And maybe I'm just being cynical. But until next time, I will see you. Bye.